Today is April 18th, 2021. And where in the world has Florida Singularity been? It's been a long time, folks. And for one thing, I want to tell you that where I have been is here, like most everybody else. During a pandemic, I've not gone anywhere. And what have I been doing with my time? Certainly not wasting it. I can tell you that much for certain. So it has been time well used and is continuing to be time well used. So basically, I'm just here to give you an update and also to ask a call to prayer for you to help me complete my task. So what did I say? I said today is April 18th, 2021. I began the journey to nursing school, through nursing school, in October of 2019. I don't think I've even uploaded it or mentioned anything about this. It's probably been 2 years since I've uploaded anything. It's been a long time. I wanted to talk about life during the pandemic, but I felt like my voice was just going to get drowned out by everybody else. Didn't have anything new to say, sort of, but I hate to say I really enjoyed the pandemic. I really enjoyed staying at home, and it allowed me to focus on school. But back to nursing school. Having been in a little bit of a financial panic, not currently, but long term. It's like, what do I do? Where do I go? The job I'm in is absolutely wonderful. You know, I'm an office manager, and I love it. And the people I work with, I absolutely love. Just enjoy it. I really do. But the company I'm with, it's a dead-end job. There's really nowhere for me to go. Nowhere for me to go. I had absolutely zero places to go. Well, that's not true exactly. I could, but there was just, it's very bottlenecked. And I kept thinking, what am I going to do? I have very few skills. Nothing that I could say, yeah, this is a skill or it's a thing for me. And I was on LinkedIn and I saw an article and it said, let's see, like jobs with like paying X number of figures. I think it said 6 figures. I don't know. I think it was, or well-paying jobs without a college degree, or at least a bachelor's degree or something. And I was scanning through them, and none of them really sounded like anything I could do, or anything that sounded remarkably feasible to me. And one of them did, and it was for a radiographic technician, I think. Me being in nursing school now, I should know this term, but I think it was a radiographic technician. Very few schools around me teach it. But, excuse me, I had some popcorn, so I'm doing this whole thing. So, sorry about that. So, a radiographic technician. So, I did a little research, and I found the school, Kaiser University, down in Lakeland. Kaiser University taught it. Or they had their course, so they've got it. I scheduled an appointment to talk to them that evening, either that afternoon or the next day. I think I was off the next day. I think I went Saturday morning. To go talk to them. So it was a Friday when I called them up. I said, great, when can I come talk to you? Pulled all my stuff together and talked to the recruiter and, got a little bit of the basics on it. And she says, okay, if you get it together, then you can start at this point. I said, okay. And so then like a week or two later, I went back and she says, okay, no, it's filled up now. I said, you'll have to wait like another month or two or whatever. I don't know what. Oh, it was another 2 or 3 months after that. And it was several months before I could even get started. It was, I think, so this was October. No. This was maybe September. August or September, and she says, okay, you won't get to start until like January or February of that year. or like February or March of 2020. And then when I went back and talked to her, she says, "Oh, well, that's filled up now." I just said, "You told me I could get in there." "Yeah, well, it's, people jumped in ahead of you." I'm like, "Okay, well then don't sell me on something, So I got a little bit upset with them, and I thought, you know what, that was my only option. They were really much the only school that taught that was even remotely near me, and I had to, and I thought, you know what, maybe you need to broaden your horizons, cast your net a little bit wider. For one thing, I don't like things with few options. I really don't like things with few options. So I thought, don't know, but you can't swing a dead cat without hitting a nursing school or nursing program. So I thought, nursing, man, more up. And I weighed it out and I thought, okay, nursing, always a shortage for nurses. Just as well paying, about the same pay scale as a radiographic technician thing. Maybe a little bit less because I think they're a little bit more specialized. And again, the education is a little harder to find. Shortage of nurses, broad variety of things so that if you don't like one aspect of nursing, you can go find something somewhere else. So I thought, man, maybe I should consider nursing. So I called up Kaiser again. I said, okay, Kaiser. The reason why I kept going after Kaiser is because I liked their format. And I like having a private school because private school is going to take care of you a little bit better than most other community colleges or such will. And Kaiser, their program was way, way out. But I liked Kaiser's structure because Kaiser does one class at a time. But it's a very concentrated class, but it's 4 weeks. 1 month, one class. And it's very similar to the format that I had for my MBA through University of Phoenix. Phoenix was 6 weeks with a 1 week break. 6 weeks on, 1 week off. 6 weeks, 1 week, 6 weeks, 1 week. It was great. I loved it. Before I knew it, it was done and over with. So with Kaiser, it was great. 4 weeks. I think they were 4 week, 1 week, 4 week, 1 week. I think. Or maybe in 4-4-4, little break, 4-4-4. I can't remember how they did it. Only problem with that is if you failed out of one of those classes, you had to wait for like sometimes a year before that class was even offered again. And that was like, I guess it was kind of motivating. But they were just far too out. I said, I don't have time to wait. I really don't. And I was still determining whether I wanted to do LPN or RN. I thought, I'll do LPN. I'll do it. I think LPN will be fine. And just kept thinking about, what my options were. Called up the community college down here. Community college, they're LPN. Okay, I talked to them. I was actually considered maybe the LPN college, but it was a lot of days during the week, and I thought, man, getting time off from work, and I don't know. I think so. I looked at a couple others, made even phone calls, and I think I even made a phone call to the college where I'm going to now, and I'm like, looked at reviews, looked at accreditation, of course, look at accreditation, until I am getting ready for work one day, and I hear an ad on the radio for Rasmussen College. It's now Rasmussen University, whatever. Rasmussen College. And it said night classes. I'm like, that's exactly what I want. And I called up. I went to one of their information sessions. And, their LPN classes were all at night. So RN at day. RN was during the day. LPN was at night. And I thought, I'm going to go for LPN. Signed up to take the pre-admissions test. Started studying it. Same for both RN and LPN. So the pre-admissions test is all the same. Co-worker talks to me. She says, LPN, is that really what you want to do, is LPN? I said, yeah. I told her because of the scheduling conflict. She says, don't worry about it here. She has no direct bearing on my job, but she still coached me on it. She says, don't worry about that. Go for RN. I'm like, really? She goes, yeah, classes are a big deal. I said, okay, I'll do that. And with the complete support of everybody at work, the general manager, my direct boss, co-worker, that co-worker as well, I went in and I took the pre-admissions test, and I passed with just enough to get my associate's degree, to go for associate's degree, not for bachelor's of nursing. I didn't pass high enough to do that. And so that option was even off the table, wasn't even on the table for me. And the counselor even said, told us in a group in the room, for those of us who were like tossing which way am I going to go, which way am I going to go, they said go for the associates, get hired on, and then come back for your bachelor's and let your employer pay for it. So I thought, that's the option I'm going to do. And I scored pretty miserably on the science and on the other stuff. But what's funny is I studied math so hard, because I'm not a math person. I studied math so hard, and I scored a little higher on math than I did on reading or something like that. Ironic, I'm like, that's just not me, but I scored a little higher on math. But for the English grammar portion, as the onboarding advisor was talking to me down the hall, she turned to me and she says, "You're the first person that's ever got a 100 on the English section." So I got a perfect 100. So that's what got me over the top enough to warrant being allowed to take the course. And classes started January 4th of 2020. And at that point, everything was destined to be online. So everything was destined to be online. So I went through January, February, March, that first quarter. Well, by the end of that first quarter, that's when the end of the world happened with COVID and everything. And then all of my classes were still pretty much scheduled to be online at that point. And the school was kind of scrambling to figure out how to do everything else. But from this point, everything has been 99.5% online. I've had to go into campus a couple of times to do some clinicals there. Not clinicals, but some lab work there. Clinicals have been online. We've gotten scheduled now to go to hospitals. Hospitals are still freaking out and canceling for whatever reason, or something happens, and so I've yet to go to a hospital. But evidence-based study shows that all the clinical experience that I get online or on campus is just as good as going to an actual hospital, apparently. I'd still love to go to a hospital, but frankly, I'm happy about not driving. This campus is even further. This campus is even further away for me than the Kaiser class I was looking at. So anyway, so there's that. And so here I am. I now have 5 months left to go. As of today, 5 months. So today is April 18th. I should be finished. Knock on wood, please, Lord. 5 months to wrap this up. 5 months to wrap this up, and then I can sit for the NCLEX. And then I will have a career. And then I will actually have a career, and that is what thrills me. And in terms of preparedness, I will also be able to contribute something. I will now, when it comes to organized groups, I will now have something that I can contribute other than just saying, well, I am I don't know. I'm just a nothing. So I will actually have a skill that I can use. I will have a skill that I can use. And I could not be more excited about that. It's been tough. It is, granted, it has been tough. And today was a marathon study day. And this is all new. Coming from no medical background, it's all completely new. And I just want you to say hello to one of my, let's see, where's my little camera turnaround thing? Where's my camera turnaround button? Okie dokie. Well, I don't know, what's this little button? What is that? I don't know what that is. Okay. So I wanted you to see my little buddy, Sheba, sleeping right there. See her? There's Sheba. I wanted you to see her. Where's my, let me turn the camera around. But anyway, but my other one, Nugget, he's around. He was hanging out. He's my real buddy. She was kind of particular, but Nugget's my real buddy. So anyway, that's where I've been for the past year and a half or so. On the home front, there have been other things in terms of preparedness. I've gotten some of my long-term food storage ramped up a little bit. And I'm not going to lie to you. When it came to the toilet paper shortage last year, I had a little bit of a smug satisfaction. A little bit of a smug satisfaction that, I had a little bit of foresight. I'm going to be trying to launch a brand new website. It will not be Florida Singularity titled, but of course I don't have time to do anything right now with school. Very little time to work on much of anything else. But when school is done, I'll be ramping up my new preparedness site, because there are a whole bunch of people joining us now in this world of preparedness. And we're not quite as fringe as we used to be. We're not quite as fringe, but that's going to be short-lived, because people forget. People have very short memories. And when the status quo returns and the shelves are well stocked again, well, they're pretty much well stocked again now anyway, except for cleaning supplies for some reason. And I'm still just trying to figure out if some of this is just not an excuse, because I don't see how cleaning supplies can be that wiped out still. I just really don't. But when things return back to a little bit more normal, of course, I don't think lumber prices are going to go back down either. I don't know about that. But that, folks, is where Florida Singularity has been, where I am now. And like I said, now that date could be subject to change, September 18th. That's if I fail and have to retake a class. It's going to bump me to December. And I'm praying that you pray. Please pray that I get through this. And I'm going to create another YouTube video on old people. I'm not old, but older students, non-traditional students, and is it worth it? And what's it like to be like, can an older person do this? Yes, I am. I am the oldest person in my classes by far. Not by far. I do have some that are about 10 years younger than I am. 10 to 15 years. And pretty much all of my professors, except, well, not true either. No. So I'm either the same age or, I'm the median age. Median age. I'm at this age, and I have some that are just a little bit older than I am. Some that are right at my age, and quite a few that are maybe also about 15 years younger than I am. So that's average. One thing I have noticed is that nurse educators, there's a shortage of nurse educators as well. And it doesn't take a whole lot of many years to get some experience in order to be an educator. They're really just the right degree. But I know some people that didn't start nursing until 2009. And that really wasn't that long ago. At least it doesn't feel like it. So, but I just want to say thank you, everyone. And I might even incorporate the INFJ portion of Florida Singularity. It's like, what's it like to be an INFJ and be in nursing school, and see how that works out. How that does. And not being a math person, I've found my workaround on that too. Some mathematical tricks. And basically, it's one trick that helps me with all my dosage calculations. It's everything. It's what the school uses and what they taught. It's what I use, and it's handy. So, thanks again, folks. Hope all is well, and I will catch up with you again later. Thanks. Bye, everybody.